A beautiful Monday morning to you out there. Welcome to Newspapers Today on Osbc TV. My name is Oluchi Amuda. I'm starting today's review with the story from the Daily Sun. And the Daily Sun is leading with this: Southeast senators demand Senate President seat. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper this Monday morning. And it comes with the riders: hinge claim on justice, fairness, equity, advise Tinubu against adopting current government policy of excluding zone from power equation. APC Senate caucus splits. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Sun. Yes, we have other stories below the picture story. PDP alleges plot to influence presidential election tribunal. Headsmen kill husband, wife, 5 others in 3 Benue communities. Fuel subsidies, CISLAC queries $800 million World Bank loan for Nigerians. Aircraft tire burst into flames on landing at Abuja Airport. Accidents on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway claims 3 lives. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the Punch. And the Punch is punching it this morning with this story: Assets Declaration. CCB tells Tinubu others to submit forms before May 29. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. And it comes with the riders: Assets Declaration ongoing in 36 states. No swearing in without form submission, CCB. The rule says defaulters risk removal from office. 40 Ogun politicians obtain funds. Still on the front page of the Punch. Fuel-laden tanker crashes, grounds Lagos-Ibadan Expressway traffic. FG airlifts 888 Nigerians from Egypt, plans more evacuation. Osime from Lagos street hawker to Siriago King. Passengers stranded, flights grounded as FG shells Abuja Airport. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, above the masthead, we have these stories: subsidy removal, Nigerians may spend 8 trillion naira on petrol in 6 months. Protest as Northwest backs Akpabio for Senate presidency. My ordeal with aggressive breast cancer, Desiani. These stories are on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Moving now to the blueprint. And the blueprint is leading with this story: Sudan crisis, how we trekked 4 hours, slept outside for days, students evacuees. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the blueprint. And it comes with the riders: vow never to return to war-torn country after ceasefire. I pray Nigeria never goes into war. Returnee. Over 800 returnees arrive Abuja. Still on the front page of the blueprint: Senate presidency, tread with caution. Southeast lawmakers tell Tinubu. APC. ACF Northwest group kick against Akpabio. Ruling party takes decision today. Still on the front page of the blueprint newspaper: panic as air crash lands at Abuja Airport. Cyber threats, weak infrastructure, challenges of Nigeria's payment system. PDP raises concerns as tribunals begin sitting today. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the blueprint newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the Daily Trust. And the Daily Trust has this story as its banner headlines: Speakership, aspirants move against Tinubu's anointed candidate. It is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. What attracted me to President-elect Abbas? We were not consulted, was his camp. Endorsement, mere speculation, Gagdi. Betara declares today North Central's poise for fight. Still at the front page of the Daily Trust, NAFDAC raises alarm over importation of banned pesticides from UK. Man beats son to death for stealing 1 mudu of millet. Learn from Sudan experience, NSCIA tells Nigerians. Below the picture stories, 144 passengers unhurt as Max airplane crash lands in Abuja. Many flights cancelled, Safety Bureau probes incident. These are some of the stories. Okay, still on the front page of the Daily Trust, we have this again. Tribunal begins hearing Atiku obey 3 other petitions today. Mixed feelings in Kano over Kwakwanso's statement on Sanusi's dethronement. 77 trillion naira debt, fuel subsidies, 3 other issues Tinubu will inherit from Buhari. These are the stories that made it to the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the Business Day. And the Business Day says, stock market saw foreigners exit. Big listings under Buhari, the Buhari Legacy Series. Front page of the Business Day. Meet the judges that may decide Atiku will be Tinubu's case. The story is also there. Millionaire growth is smaller. African peer holds lessons for Nigeria. 22.7 trillion naira CBN loan. Restructuring, seeing raising debt pressure on Tinubu. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Business Day newspaper. All right, let's have a look at what the leadership has for us this morning. The leadership newspaper says APC National Assembly consensus was a Bitara judges solely on warpath with party. Poll 287 members alliance for speakership. North Central spoils for war. But Jabia Mila Faleke disagree over interests. Obi urges LP caucus to back choice aspirants. Tinubu should be neutral. It is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the leadership newspaper. We have other stories. Fuel subsidy, 6 lakh queries, $800 million World Bank loan. 40% pay rise as salaries last reviewed under Yaradua. Soldiers. Soludo, El Rufai, AIG, Mokwede speak on Nigeria's economy. Max air incident. Passengers stranded over closure of Abuja runway. These stories are on the front page of the leadership newspaper. And the Nigerian Tribune is next. And it's leading with this story. Senate presidency, Southeast caucus kicks against Akpabio, demands seat, wants Tinubu to ensure country continues to thrive on path of equity, unity, fairness. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Yes, we have other stories. You can see the picture stories there. Sudan crisis. Nigeria evacuated 1,471 citizens in 5 days. Credited to NIDCAM. 10th Speaker, aspirant set for showdown over Abbas. And it comes with the riders. Many may romance PDP for Deputy Speaker. NWC may ratify consensus deal today. Stakeholders warn against marginalization of zone. Confusion in APC governor's camp. These are the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Yes, above the masthead we have this. Fuel subsidy removal, Nigeria between the devil and the deep blue sea. As Presidential Election Tribunal begins sitting today, APC apprehensive over weight of evidence. PDP's allegation, nothing but reverse psychology, cheap blackmail. APC. 1 killed as police rescue 56 6 kidnapped victims in Kogi. Villagers apprehensive as Zamfara bandits relocate to Katsina. After 30 minutes gun drill, NDLEA seizes 8,852 kg illicit drugs in Lagos. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Yes, this day is next, and it's right there on your screen. And it's leading with this story. 10th National Assembly, APC NWC meets today to ratify consensus zoning. And here's the story making the banner headlines on the front page of this day newspaper. Yes, and it comes with the riders. Leadership tussle worsens as 68 senators elect reject deal. Group warns Tinubu party not to plunge selves into crisis. Southeast senators caution president-elect against injustice. ACF dissociates self from ex-Niger Delta minister's endorsement. Still on the front page of this day, Buhari directs NUPRC to take over supervision of all crude oil export terminals. Functions overlap with NMDPRA resolved. Still on the front page of this day, Dangote refinery can save Nigeria $10 billion in forex, generates another $10 billion in exports. PDP, APC plotting to influence outcome of petitions at tribunal. Over 143 passengers escaped death as Max Air crash lands in Abuja. Badaru to Wike, thank you for helping APC sabotage PDP in Rivers State. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of this day newspaper this Monday morning. Let's have a quick look at what the New Telegraph has for us. The New Telegraph is leading with this story. Senate presidency, Yari to form alliance with PDP, offers DSP to Southeast. Meets Atiku behind closed doors in Bayelsa. Northwest senators elect back Yari. The PDP counterparts reject Akpabio. Alliance unsettles Tinubu, Akpabio, APC leadership. Southeast caucus urges Tinubu to ensure region gets presidency. Still on the front page of the New Telegraph, we have this. First quarter 2023, 9 banks grow customers' deposits by 6.33% to 41.42 trillion naira. 2023, Nigeria to lead Africa in 8th global crude oil supply. Still on the front page of the New Telegraph, Senate indicts Osun River Basin over 726 million contract scandal. PSC, we've approved 107 recruits outstanding payment. Workers' agitation for more wages not peculiar to Nigeria, says Ngige. New emerging COVID-19 variants can increase number of infections, death, and CDC. Yes, the picture story is there of Peter Obi and Professor Wole Soyinka. And below the picture story, we have this: Breps leadership was saved. A Tara judges solid meet for the alliance against Abbas. Benue headsmen kill Catholic activists, while 3 others. Sudan crisis: 836 Nigerian evacuees arrive in Abuja. Imo, police accused sailor detained since April 15 of killing policeman on April 21. Federal Mortgage Bank raises houses loan from 15 million to 50 million naira. A Max Air incident disrupts flights at Abuja Airport. Still on the front page of the New Telegraph, study: highly processed food could increase brain risk. These are the stories on the front page of the New Telegraph. Next is the Vanguard. And the Vanguard newspaper said, 10th National Assembly, we will exploit confusion in APC to produce speaker. Opposition parties. and it comes with the rider: seat Senate presidency to Southeast, Senate caucus tasks Tinubu, APC. LP 35-member caucus weigh options to vote en bloc. Parliamentary judges saw the poll 287 members alliance. Baja Falike disagree over alleged misinformation. Gadi intensify battle, unveils agenda for reps. Stayed on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Above the masthead, we have this: Ekweremadu, Gregory Varsity proprietor seeks King Charles intervention. FG confirms May 22 for planned inauguration of 650,000 barrel per day Dangote refinery. Agric sector growth defies 1.8 trillion naira loan infusions. Stakeholders cite insecurity, flooding, sharp practices. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Osime, racism hits sore notes over Napoli King. Max Air, we owe God our lives, passengers recount ordeal. These stories are on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Next is The Nation. And The Nation is also leading with a story on the National Assembly. It said Senate, House, APC, NWC to ratify zoning plan today. Yes, still on the front page of the Nation newspaper, above the masthead: Dangote refinery for inauguration May 22. Keyamo petitions hearing can't end before May 29. Pre-hearing holds today. Governorship poll: no secret deal with Christians, PDP says Sule. Max airplane makes emergency landing in Abuja. IMF urges Nigeria others to take over Russia's oil market in Europe. Sudan crisis: federal government warns against self-evacuation. No more Nigerians left at Egyptian border. Fourth batch of 834 citizens back. These are the stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And the last but not the least is The Point. And The Point newspaper has this story: State of the Nation, Nigerians, World Bank lists lows, highs of Buhari's administrations. That is a story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Is Nigerians, World Bank lists lows, highs of Buhari's administration. One incoming president against potential landmines. Tinubu inheriting more liabilities than assets. Experts. Nigerian prisons breed hardened criminals. Let them lose after jail term. Retired justice blames prosecutors for prison congestion. I will go to court if Abure is reinstated and party suspends me, Apapa. Furore over Buhari's 22.7 trillion naira controversial CBN overdraft. Activists kick as community assaults vanishes woman over alleged public food poisoning. These stories are on the front page of the Point newspaper this Monday morning. Yes, these are the review of the national dailies we have for you this morning. We sincerely apologize that our guest, Dr. Yinkanjus, was not able to make it to the program this morning. And in the meantime, I'll quickly go through the hard copy of the Nigerian Tribune. The inside page, which is page 5, we have this story: Senate presidency, Senate Southeast caucus kick against Akpabio, demands seat. The Senate Southeast caucus has urged the All Progressives Congress, APC, to zone the Senate presidency of the 10th Assembly to the Southeast. This is contained in a communique signed in Abuja on Sunday at the end of a meeting of the caucus. Reading the communique, Senator Ifeanyi Uba also urged the president-elect, Senator Bola Tinubu, to ensure that the position was zoned to the Southeast. He said, and I quote, "The incoming administration of Tinubu must correct this anomaly by ensuring that the Southeast is given the opportunity to produce the next Senate president The Senate President-elect should be sensitive to the times in Nigeria and ensure the country continues to thrive on the path of equity, unity, and fairness to the tripod of Nigeria and the geographical zones, with the sidelining of the Southeast from producing the presidential candidates of the major political parties before the general elections. The only means through which the zone can be compensated and given a sense of belonging is for the zone to produce the next Senate president. This will restore confidence of the people from the Southeast and South-South geopolitical zones, and indeed all Nigerians in the unity of the country. The group added, the APC must rise above primordial and political interest. It must also shun the winner-takes-all syndrome and pursue ethno-religious inclusivity and a strong, viral, united, progressive, prosperous, equitable, and just democratic nation. The Southeast has been denied the chance to produce the president of Nigeria since 1966. The South-South has produced president for 6 years and also had deputy Senate president in the outgoing administration. The only zone in the South that has not been favored is the Southeast. The Southwest has past president. The Northeast has vice president. It is only just that the least position in the moment that can assuage the Southeast is given the chance to be the president of the 10th Senate. End of quote. Still on the inside page of the Nigerian Tribune, we have these stories also. I started from page 2, and it says, Presidential Election Petition Tribunal Court begins hearing of petitions challenging Tinubu's election today. Legal fireworks begin today at the Presidential Election Petitions Court sitting at the Court of Appeal in Abuja for pre-hearing of the petitions challenging the victory of President-elect Bola Tinubu. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Yakubu Mahmood, at a March 1 declared the All Progressive Congress candidate the winner of the February 25 presidential election. At the pre-hearing session, the court will look at other applications filed before the main hearing of the petitions. The Presidential Election Petition Court is expected to provide a full timetable for the hearing of the substantive petitions filed against Tinubu's victory at the election. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Peter Obi of the Labour Party (LP), and others want Tinubu's victory upturned on the grounds of alleged substantial non-compliance with the provisions of the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and INEC's guidelines for the conduct of the election. Atiku, who urged his petition on the 5 grounds, is seeking the conduct of a fresh election due to alleged irregularities at polling units on February 25. He and the PDP said Tinubu was declared the winner when all results and accreditation data from polling units had not been transmitted and uploaded by INEC. Obi is also alleging various irregularities, insisting Tinubu and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, were not qualified to contest. The LP candidate insisted that the president-elect did not win the majority of lawful votes and failed to garner 1/4 of votes in the Federal Capital Territory. The 3 other political parties, Action Alliance AA, Allied People's Movement APM, and Action People's Party APP, had in their separate petitions challenged Tinubu's declaration as the winner of the presidential election by INEC. And this is where we're going to be saying our bye on today's edition of Headlines. We apologize once again that our guest was not able to make it to the program. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Keep enjoying the rest of our programs. Good morning.